In 2011, there was a constitutional amendment to provide tax relief for 100% disabled veterans. It passed. Unfortunately, the General Assembly did not provide any funding to localities to offset the cost of the program, and the program's grown exponentially. We have, in 2019, we're projecting it's going to cost over $4 million, which, to put that in perspective, is about 2.5 cents on the real estate tax rate.
So if that comes to be, Stafford's got some making up to do.
We do, and we've now raised taxes 2 years in a row, and I think it's in large part because of the impact of this program. You know, if you've got a $3.5 or $4 million hole to make up in a budget our size, really the only way you can do that is to raise taxes across the board, which is what we've had to do.
In large part now, it's just because Stafford has so many more veterans than other localities might.
We do. There are most localities around the state. It's not as much of a burden as it is on us because they just don't have the number of veterans that we do. And the growth of the program is what's really startling to me. When this passed, I assume you would have a spike of veterans at the beginning, and then it would level off, but that's not happening at all. It is growing exponentially. It's costing us about $1 million more every single year just because we have so many veterans moving into the area.
Can the state, can you get any relief from the state, or what recourse does the county have at this point?
There's not much we can do except to appeal to the state to try and get them to provide some reimbursement. I've been having conversations with Delegate Thomas. He's hopefully going to put in a budget bill next General Assembly session that will provide relief to the localities that are hardest hit by this. So what that bill would look like is any locality that is providing more than 1% relief of their total real estate base would then be eligible for relief over that. So that 1% becomes a threshold of where it becomes an unreasonable burden on the localities. So that would help out folks like us, Spotsylvania County, some of the Hampton Roads districts, but it shouldn't put a large burden on the state because most of the rest of the state, this isn't really an issue the way it is for us.
Well, and on the other side of it is you want to be able to provide what you can to veterans. But in this case, it's just that there are so many congregated here, it's affecting Stafford County.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody's in favor of the program. I voted for the program when it was on the ballot. I would vote for it again. This is really a question of sharing the cost. We all support veterans. They have earned whatever they get. For me, it's an issue of cost sharing between us and the state. We need to share that burden so that we can continue to provide veterans with the benefits that they've earned.
But boy, you take a look at this. This really does have a local impact, especially with now the budget just wrapping up, and to be looking at that kind of a hole all of a sudden, it puts localities like Stafford and I guess Hampton Roads in a real bind.
It does, and I'll give you a quick story from the city of Hampton. It is costing them so much money that they have had to eliminate their tax relief for the elderly program. They grandfathered in who's in the program, but now if you're making $11,000 a year in Hampton Roads, you can't get tax relief if you're over 65. And it's because they can't afford to fund both of those programs at once, so they had to make a choice. And one was mandatory and one was optional, so they had to make cuts to the optional program. So the impact is real, and people are feeling it across the Commonwealth.
Well, and you hear local officials talk about unfunded mandates. Here's all of a sudden and really an unintended unfunded mandate.
Yeah, I don't think anybody intended the program to grow the way that it has. Cynically, I believe it's functioning exactly the way the General Assembly wanted. I think they wanted localities to foot the bill. I just don't think they realized the bill would be as large as it is.